Okay, gentlemen, thank you for joining us today. We're back with the Red Tag Show podcast. Of course, we're joined by our usual suspects. We've got Bamacha, and of course, we've got Hamwami and but Dr. Danny. So, yes, gentlemen, thank you. And we welcome you. And we got so much to discuss, so much to discuss, so much to discuss. I don't even know where to begin. Maybe we begin with the what happened in Western Province. Maybe that should be a starting point. What do you think?
What happened in Western Province?
Yes, in Western Province.
Yes, Brian Mundubile went there and met the Ngambela.
Yes. Oh, he met the Gambela.
He met the Ngambela and had some things to tell the Ngambela, to the extent that Western Province has been a marginalized district. The province cited a lot of areas that were not developed, fisheries, the results for pupils had gone low, the transport network, roads network, then basically the underdevelopment that has come to Western Province, that has dogged Western Province for a long time. But he didn't mention about the airport. I don't know why, because it was somewhat sensitive. He didn't mention about Mongo not having an airport. On that one, he was just quiet.
Did he mention about the Barose land?
He says, he was mentioning Barose land, not Western Province. Barose land, yeah, in his manifesto, he was saying he will give back Barose land.
That's what he was, that's what he's claiming to be saying,
But when he meets Ngambela, he doesn't make mention of that. I don't know. Me, I'm skeptical of that, man.
No, because the Western Province issue, the Barose land, is a very sensitive issue.
Yes,
very, 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 very sensitive. That it should be traded on, very careful grounds. I don't know what Danny.
Yeah, as my friend Macha said, this guy, when he's not with Ngambela, he talks, we don't need any airport. What is Western Province? There's nothing there. And when he meets Ngambela, is quiet about what he says about not needing an airport in Western Province. So is he really truthful about what he's saying when he's in Mansa, when he's in whatever? Wait, what do you need an airport for? That Western Province is a barren land. There's nothing you can get out of that province. And when he goes there, Western Province, there's a lot of animals here. We need to control the diseases. We need to do this. He starts valuing the province when he's there. When he's not there, he says it's a useless place. So to me, the Ngambela was very, what can I say? He was very, yes, because he should have just told him, you see, what did you say in Mansa about our province? You said this province has nothing to offer. It's only full of sand. That's it. What do you need an airport for? That type of thing. So it just shows that this guy, it doesn't mean what he says.
No, it doesn't mean what he says.
Every rally he goes to, he has a different message. Every rally. If you see our president HH, he has a consistent message everywhere he goes. Everywhere. It's same message everywhere he goes. But these guys, the so-called two boys, wherever they go, the message changes. Everywhere they go, they don't have a consistent speech about their plan. Nothing. The speech in Livingstone will be different from the rally, the message in whatever. It's so confusing. You just wonder, what do they want? That's all I can say. But Ngambela was very, very good to him. We should have told him off, in my view. We should have reminded him of the bad things they said about Western Province in other provinces.
Yes. Yeah, no, that's
Maybe,
very true. Agreed. I mean, the
maybe he
guy
went to
doesn't.
the Kasaka. You never
Mm.
know. You know what? Kasaka. Ka?
Yeah, kasaka kuba. Anyway,
Whatever, you know. Hmm?
So, but in any case, I mean, as the kings of Western Province, they should be able to point out their son if he's wrong. Say,
Yes.
son, here you are wrong. You shouldn't have said that. They should point it out to him so that he knows. And what if by mistake he becomes the president? And what's going to happen now? And then he fails to give the people of Western Province what he promised. And then they start questioning him, and then he fails to promise, and then he just says, Imwe, there's nothing, why should we do that? After all, Western Province is nothing, So, those are the people you have to be very careful with. Very, very careful with, because like you said, but Danny, their messaging changes every day. By the day, it changes by the day. As they go by the situation. And to find people like that eyeing for, the highest office in Zambia, it's very disheartening because they're not genuine in their stories. They're very genuine. They're just thinking of, well, let me just put up this lie so that people can vote for me. And once I'm voted into power, they can go to hell. But
I wanted to
Mhm.
add something to that as well about when some of us now have administrative, like Ramacha, we have administrative duties in our jobs.
Yes.
But if you're gonna address people and you are making your speech right there on the stage, which I've seen these guys do, they are writing their speech right where on that stage they get a paper, they start writing what to say. It means you have come there unprepared. You have come there unprepared. You don't write a speech on the stage there where while they are still introducing you, you are busy writing what to say. And that's what you see these guys do. And I look at it, if you look at public speaking or whatever they call it, you tell that somebody you have invited to talk or to speak on that forum is not ready by seeing him continuously writing his speech at that moment before he's invited on the podium. That is what these guys are doing. So when they are invited, when they go somewhere, they don't know what they're going to say. They start making up stories right there on the stage where before they're invited to talk, that's when you see them writing. And that's every rally I've seen them, that's what they're doing. Really, you can't have somebody prepare a speech for you. You have a paper in your hand to go and talk about what you're gonna say, other than making a speech right there, well, before you are invited to the stage on the stage. That's crazy. If Zambians can observe that, me, I've observed that. These guys are going to these rallies unprepared. They write what they're gonna say right there before they are invited to talk. It's crazy. You can add notes to your speech, but you don't make the whole speech there on the stage before you talk. That's crazy. I don't know how many people have observed that, but I've observed that myself. They don't come with a written speech. They just scribble things and and then they invite them. Oh, now we invite our president. Then he goes and starts talking with.
Make it as they go on. Make it as
Yeah,
they go along. That kind of
yeah,
style.
yeah. They really don't have a plan. These guys, I'm telling you, they don't have a plan. I observe them. Then you see him looking, scratching his head, writing on the notes, scratching his head. He gets another paper. He starts scratching, and he makes his speech right there. That's crazy. So that's what I wanted to add. Yeah.
Anyway, we've been joined by Dr. Chikonka. A long time, Vamich Atishani.
How how's everyone, guys?
You've been a war. Mwaile kwista. Mwaile kwa Afghanistan.
Kuma campaign. It's a campaign season, Mkolambani.
Campaign season zone.
Yeah. It's been one of those. It's been one of those. Yeah, we're settling down. Thank God, it's 1 week to go. 1 week to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So I saw
we've
that
been
there was a meeting today. I was like, let me make sure I jump into this meeting today.
nice. Now,
Yeah.
see, Dr. Chikonka, Prera Ndapali Western Province and what happened there.
Mhm.
And by the way, I forgot one thing. Eri vaire kurari vachitana kani tefyo. Yabalanga nishwale butuka. Why did you come here if you can't run?
If
Why
you
did
can't
you
run.
come here if you can't run? Yeah. Ati chishikutina ine shiriyo bupupa. Everyone now is busy running away. So I think let's touch on, the Western Province visit. Let's also talk about the violence that happened Parali Paria also. I think we need to also touch on that one. We see, why. Go ahead, Rajkong.
Yeah, so I am not privy to the violence that happened. To be honest with you, I've read in small bits and pieces that there was some kind of violence and on the part of cadres, but also there are some areas where I read that the actual cadres were the Tonsi Alliance cadres who are just changing shirts just so they can kind of display an issue that looks like it's the UPND cadre. So I'm not very privy of the violence that has been talked about, but I know that that's as much as I read.
Fantastic. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I think what happened, I was just watching the footage that Diamond TV put out. The police were going there to do their duties. I mean, the police duty is to go and make sure there's no violence, make sure
Yeah, for
everything
sure.
is orderly, right? And they were busy
Yeah.
just walking slowly, just going there. And then they
Yeah.
meet all these Tonse Alliance people. They're like, "Hey, get away, we don't need you. Go away, go away, go away." And then one of them, touched, the police officer's uniform.
Yeah.
And then I was like, anyway, are you sure? Nganikuwa sungu nganaba kushuta kare.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
I think they still can't try and display the PF mentality, whereby police had no say in what the cadres had to say. So they're the same people. Don't forget that. So unfortunately, we're dealing with the same people that came back. It's a rebirth of the PF
yes,
into
it is.
Tonse. Yeah.
So I was like, these guys. But so the police themselves, they had to do what? That putting out tear gas just to disperse those people. But they are the ones who actually, if you watch the video correctly, you'll see that the police was provoked. The police was provoked. So it wasn't the other way around. The police was just there to do their job, right? But that's the duty of the police, is to make sure that there's peace and order. But if you start going against the police, say, hey, tatremi fire, karieni, we've got our own security. And then now you're making a mistake now. So that's how the whole tear gas thing started, and that's how the whole, babalanga oh my God. Okay. Auntie Christina, if you can try to log in back again. I can't seem to add you. Just log in back again.
Actually, Vachilufia, the police were not, the most of the Tonse Alliance people were throwing sand at the police. That's what they were doing. They were throwing sand in their faces. So the police just got agitated because of that. But in the meantime, before they went to Western Province, they requested for that the police protect them, because they were saying the Western Province people are threatening that we are not welcome here, so the police should protect us. So the party requested for the police presence. They wanted to be protected, and the police did just that. But their members started throwing sand at the policemen, so the police were just agitated because of that. Yeah,
you see, so the violence came from the people that they went to protect, so I don't know how to say this, but anyway, we're welcomed by Auntie Christine. Auntie Christine, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you? How is everybody?
We are good.
Oh, everybody's good. Everybody's good.
Oh, we thank God.
Yeah. How's the weather in Ireland?
It's cold. It's
Is it?
Yeah, surprise. We've never really had much of a summer here.
Oh.
It's a bit nippy and threatening to rain. And we have a big festival here, the Irish Culture Festival. So it's happening.
Ah, too bad, too bad. Oh, here we're just enjoying the sun. So anyway, we're talking about the Western Province, Mundubile. When they went to Western Province, what happened
Yeah,
there? I don't know if you watched that one.
I did. And actually, I heard everything that you guys were saying.
Okay.
Yeah, well, they asked for it. You provoke the police, you get it.
Mhm.
But what
Yes.
is it with them that they believe so much in violence? What is their problem?
What's their nature? That's how they are. That's how they've been. For the last 10 years, they've been like that. That's it. You know, they would go and walk in per Central Police and beat up police officers. You think they can change those people? It's their mentality. That's how it is. It's a mentality.
Ah,
You know,
pathetic.
that's what it is. So that's why, even if you remember, Bino
Mm,
Mpundu was on television, national television, saying that they sent cadres to Russia to train militia
mhm,
tactics.
mhm.
Who does that?
And why did they say it if it was such a... And he claimed they had been... they were all arrested or something.
Well, that shouldn't have been a surprise. They should be arrested, because what information did you take to Russia? And what did you train? Militia tactics. What kind of training was it?
To hack the system so
see?
that the
You should be
voting... You
arrested, yes,
remember
on the
that
spot.
guy, Chavula? It was he, Chavula, the one who was caught at TCZ.
Oh, they caught him at TCZ?
You
No, Chavula
remember last in
trained in
2021?
in
Was
East
it
Africa.
2021?
He was trained in East Africa, Uganda or Rwanda, somewhere there.
Yes. So I think that was the same. In fact, I hear they had even approached some of the ECZ guys
Mhm.
so that they can work on, is it a computer system or so? The same one like Chavula did.
The tally system, they call it tally something.
Tally, yes.
Yeah.
So two of them boys who work there for ECZ were approached,
Mhm.
but they refused. I think one of them went and even reported to the authorities.
Mm-hmm.
So they are trying to find ways and means of rigging.
But they're forgetting this is not a PF government. But even that time, whatever rigging they did, still, it didn't even work.
It didn't work because I think people went in numbers, and I hope we also, even this time, people have to go in large numbers. Whatever they try, they will not make it.
So, Dr. Danny, on the Russia issue, what do you think, and what impact does it mean to us in terms of national security?
The fact that it was a dirty move they were doing, they were caught red-handed, and it's good that the government waited for these guys to arrive at the airport and then arrest them. Because if the government had raised the issue while they were in Russia, they were going to refuse. They said, no. But now, these guys arrived at the airport with all the evidence and everything. They just captured them. There were 3 of them, I'm told. So it's very good that our government has its eyes open for these dirty tactics which they have been using in the PF. You don't go to Russia to train how to kick somebody karate at self-defense and something like that. Who does that? I mean, you can learn how to do self-defense in Kabwata gym there. They'll teach you.
We have even a Chinese, that place where they are training Ching Chai. So why go all the way to Russia?
Why go all the way to Russia for self-defense? Oh no, we send them for self-defense. How to protect Mundubile? It's not true. There was some dirty intentions behind it.
Yeah.
So it's not true, and it's good that the government exposed them and they caught them, and I'm told now they're even very they're very susceptible to whatever now. The government now is watching them like hawks, like wherever they go, they're like watching them very closely, because for someone to go to Russia to go and try to connive with those Russians and whatever, that's stupidity. It doesn't make any sense at all. It doesn't. For self-protection training. No, we wanted to train them for how to do self-protection, whatever they call it. That's not true. And Binwe just makes stupid mistakes. It talks like a young person. I mean, like a baby. I
He's a
mean,
young
how do
man.
you even think that it makes sense for you to say we sent them to Russia to go and train karate, whatever, how to defend themselves? It doesn't make sense. And then the other time he said, no, if you don't give him money, he's gonna sell this country. How do you?
That's it.
Yeah.
It's
These are
a
the people you
problem.
want to lead
It's
the
a
country.
very, very, very big problem, that one.
Yes.
I'm telling you.
You
say, no,
wonder
if you don't
whether
give him
they're
money, he's gonna sell the country to the Shylocks.
are they trying to decampaign themselves or what?
Yes.
Because Bino, you see, just look at the way he behaves in parliament.
Yeah.
Look at the way he behaves in parliament, because he's a loud mouth. He just says things, without even really thinking, and then maybe he thinks at the end, but he just says things, because he thinks that when you're talkative, then you sound smart. No, that doesn't mean that if you're very talkative, then you're smart. I think he falls in the same WhatsApp group with his elder brother Kambwili. They're the same. They say a lot of things that actually you're like, this guy, why is he saying things like that? And then tomorrow they'll change, they'll say something else. And then the other day they'll say another thing. But
Yeah.
Mpundu is a big, big, big problem. All these issues he's talking about, militia, selling the country. Those are very, very, very serious allegations that intelligence is obviously looking into.
That guy learns nothing. You look at his behavior, even when he was in parliament, some things he used to talk about, even made the speaker to send him out because they were not in line with what they are there for. Charity begins at home. I think the upbringing of that boy at some point was not proper. That's why he's left with those hangover of Sawaila. Because you can't just go online and talk about we sent that guy was bragging. We sent our people to train how to become perfect
What's
bodyguards.
happening to the sound?
Mute Lakalinda.
How do you know it's me? I didn't
Because you
do
have just come.
nothing at all.
Mute
the one
All right.
all the time.
All right, I'm in my
Okay, can I
You
continue now?
always come with a bang. That's why we know it's you.
Now I can continue.
Go ahead.
Yes.
So we are saying that guy Binwell is he can put the village on fire, that one. He can light up a fire that he can't stop. Because having been a parliamentarian, a lawmaker, he's supposed to have known what it is to raise false alarm, to say that they sent people to go and train how to defend their president in Russia.
But that's not even false, Macha. That's true.
No.
What happened?
I don't know about Macha.
Donald Trump used the Russians to rig elections. Correct?
Yes.
Now, and you are there telling Zambians to say, we sent our bodyguards, we sent our people for training in Russia as bodyguards. Can I believe such crap, surely?
And they didn't even go there as bodyguards. They went there to train so that they can hack the system.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Binwell thinks we don't know these things. We have read very little and we know very little. It is so that he's able to explain more what he meant by that. Because look, the owners of the people who are to be protected did not say anything.
Yeah.
You see, Makebi and the other one, Mundubile, they are quiet. And now, someone who, of course, or maybe that's what it means to be a presidential affairs spokesperson, is to divulge the secrets of how.
But as I'm saying, that guy is the wrong guy. He's a very wrong guy.
Affairs.
Yeah, his political career is finished, that guy. That's it.
It will be just like Kambwili's political career. Anyway, we are welcomed by Vakalinda, our very own journalist, our very own beautiful lady. Oh man!
Oh my God! Okay.
Turn off some devices. There's an echo.
Spot. I'm in the car. Okay, let me. Oh, I know what it is. Let me turn
the radio.
No, I'll turn.
Let me turn off my AC. Maybe. Turn my AC off. Is that better, everybody? I've turned my AC off. Is that better?
That's better now.
Much better. Okay, so we are talking about Aunt Millie is always in my case, but anyway, that's okay. Let's talk about Binwell. Binwell. I'd like to thank Binwell, Pundi MP, for letting us Zambians know the debt that Makebi Zulu, Malukula Makebi Zulu, and I Love Zambia, Brian Mundubile camp on what they have been cooking behind our back. So basically,
that wasn't a bodyguard mission training. Everybody knows it by now. So anyway, they sent us 3 people, and thank God they were arrested on their way back. We don't know what we're trying to do. And those must be the most computer experts you can actually hire to do hacking, because you don't go back to the country to go and hack. They should have stayed in Zambia and did their hacking from there. Some of us work as computer experts. You can do that job from anywhere in the world. They didn't have to go back home. But anyway, we thank Binwell, Pundu, for divulging their secrets, and I hope he can divulge us. You can give us some more information so that why first of all, let me ask you this: why aren't the security moving in? Because whatever he divulged, isn't that supposed to be on the caps of being a treasonous act against your own country? I would like to believe so. So why Zambia police dictator? Why aren't you moving in?
Well, that's why he's on the run. But Danny said he's on the run.
He's on the run. Binwell is hiding. He's gone.
Really? I didn't know that.
It is they are looking for him. He's gone.
Yeah, he needs to get arrested immediately. And if they need to be looking closer to Zimbabwe by now, if they don't know. He needs to go and join that lunatic. What's his name? JJ Banda.
JJ Banda.
Yeah.
That's why he's gone. But JJ Banda is no longer in Zimbabwe.
Where is he?
Oh, I think it's somewhere where Chishimba was, I think, somewhere there. Because right now, immediately when they grabbed that Kalitu boy, whatever, Kawaimi, that's the time he ran away as well. Because they used to live in the same apartment with Waimi.
And Kaiser Zulu, where is he? Because he was also last year in Zimbabwe.
That's why they all start. They start from Zimbabwe and then they run away.
Why do we have a neighbor who is harboring people who are criminals out of...
Why do we have a bad neighbor? Correction. Why do we have a bad neighbor?
I mean, quite a beef and spoken beef between HHs.
The unspoken beef, was it because of the elections that were highlighted in our Dr. Mumba?
For your time, Pile Prape.
But that was
No,
even
Fiat
before.
Camp.
It was even before because I think
It
their
started
support
on,
was for Lungu.
yes, and it started on gold when they seized that gold for him, that plane.
Oh,
Mm,
yeah.
That plane was full of Dangagua's gold, and we got it and put it in our reserves.
yeah.
And from that time, he's so bitter about it. So yeah,
And we're also now, ladies and gentlemen, joined by Woma Inonge. Woma Inonge, we welcome you. How are you today?
Oh, she's gone mute.
I can
My
unmute you.
nonge.
Woma Inonge,
Pakwetu.
unmute yourself.
oh my Nonge, the Tonga lady who adopted our Lozi name.
My
Yeah,
sister, my sister,
the
my sister,
one
where are
you
you? Come in.
married.
I was speaking to her. I was speaking to her a short while ago, and she said she was going to join. Now she has
She has
joined, but she's quiet.
Yeah, I think she was having problems joining, and then I don't know what's happening. Maybe her phone or whatever. She'll probably, when she figures if things out, she'll say something. But
Yes.
Yeah.
in the meantime, I think we're in a heated situation. We're in a heated environment as we speak. And we're seeing now, like the tactics. I don't know which tactics, whether it's what they learned from wherever they went, but what they are doing now is they are taking all the UPND regalia, dressing their PF cadres, and start creating confusion, and violence. And then it looks like it's the UPND. So that's one of the tactics that they've actually unearthed to say, look, this is what they're doing. So when you see where there's violence, you find the UPND, guys looking with the UPND t-shirt making violence, just know that's actually a PF cadre, just wearing a UPND t-shirt. You see, because I think they even shown they shown something on TV where somebody is got a PF inside, and then on top it's a UPND T-shirt. So those are the same individuals that are creating all this confusion and drama. I don't know whether that tactic is something that we can learn from, or not learn from, but that they can use to win elections, or just try to create confusion. And what do we think about the current, police and and how they're managing these elections?
No, the Tonsa guys should not do these elections or campaigning in disguise. We need to know them. We need to identify them. Why should they change from green to red? When they want to commit some political offense or some crime, they wear red so that UPND will be blamed. I think the police need to up their game and get those chaps, because the days and times in which you are heading to, they can cause anything and just come out red. And when they come out red, it's UPND that will be blamed. If there's one or two people that are doing it, police needs to get them and expose them. That story should not even wait for long, do a lot of investigations. Once people are found wanting, in this case here, they just have to be exposed because they're tarnishing the name. That's more like obtaining money by false pretense, They cannot do wrong and then accuse others. Those guys are known to be violent. Now they want to bring that level of violence to a peaceful party like UPND. I submit.
Thank you very much. I think we'll go to Auntie Christine. The issue of them wearing the different regalia to create political tension and political. We can't hear you. Auntie Christine, are you there? We cannot hear you. We can't hear you. Oh, does it? Can anybody hear her talk?
It's already gone off.
Oh, Woma Inonge.
Okay. Or am I muted?
Oh yeah, Woma Inonge. Now we can hear you. Now we can hear you, Woma Inonge. You want to make a contribution?
Am I muted then? But
You were muted at first. Hello. Okay. So,
Okay.
Wakalinda.
Here I am. Here I am. Well,
So,
I'm a taxi. I mean, for me, really, those PF cadres that trying to because what they're doing basically, they're causing anarchy in the country, and that's basically what PF or whatever you call them, Batonse, because they are the one and the same people. They just, rebranded themselves and they're calling themselves Sons, but at the core of their being, they're PF. And what have they done in the past? It's violence, and that's where we're heading to. If the security wings don't up their game, we need to arrest anybody suspected to be causing, violence. I mean, look at the situation in Western Province. There are no stones over there. They imported stones, and wore UPND Regalia, and then started that violence. I mean, this is something we need to arrest now. Let's wait. Let's not wait for when things are worse. I mean, at this point, if the president needs to invoke, the Zambia army on the streets just to have a peaceful election, let's do that. Because at where we are at this juncture, the PF already know of Tonse, Malukula and them. I love Zambia, Brian Mundubile team. They know they have lost this match. So let's do it now. Like my brother from my father's backyard, Mr. Mami has echoed. We need to up our security intelligence and arrest anybody that is wanted. I mean, we can't have that. We've been peaceful for the last 5 years. We're not about to start now.
And
we're not about to start now.
And only the last few weeks, actually,
Yes, we're not about to start now because they know they're losing elections. That's why they are causing all this mayhem. We can't have that. We only have one Zambia. I mean, yes, some of us are out here, but we have relative loved ones, in Zambia that we so love deeply. And at the end of it all, I'm pretty sure half of us, if not all of us, we're going to be buried home anyway, or we're going back home when retired. So we can't have mayhem in the country because of a few individuals that feel that they are the only people in this world or in Zambia that can lead the nation. Whether they win the election fairly and squarely, or whether they win the election by trying to hack into our system, electoral systems, to win an election. So let's get them now. Let's not wait for Thursday or Wednesday. That's all I have to say on that.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Okay, so Woma Inonge, are you on now?
Can I contribute something towards Wakalinda, what she said real quick?
Go ahead.
So I feel like it's a strategy on the part of the government not to respond aggressively towards all these things that Tonsil Alliance is doing, such as the issue about the at the airport with those militias, like Binwe Mpundu's stuff. I think they are being strategic in a way that they do not want to seem like once they move in aggressively, which they should at this time, those are treasonous offenses they're doing that. If they do that, given the 11th hour, the fact that we are almost towards an election, they can kind of create an incitement on the voters in a certain way. I'm sure they're going to come after these people. It's really they're not going to let them just fly off like this. I'm sure at some point they'll come after them. Now it's like, you don't know which is the best way to approach, like Bino Mpundu's utterances, what he said. I mean, honestly, if it was way before, like a year before any kind of elections and stuff, maybe at this time they could have summoned him, and DEM or DEC or somebody could have interviewed him and tried to kind of get to the bottom of all this kind of crap that they're trying to create. But within a week to go, I'm sure it's not. I just feel like it's not appropriate for them to do that, and I think maybe that's the reason why we're not seeing a lot of movements on it. I submit.
Thank you very much for your submission. Thank you very much. Voma Inonge, you're not there anymore? Okay. I can't hear you. So, Dr. Danny.
Yes, I'm here.
All right. Go ahead and make a contribution on this one. Because in fact, you've got some intelligence information that we.
Yeah, I'm proud to say I'm well connected with the Zambian system. I have a very close nephew who has worked in the Zambia's that part of it for a long time. But anyway, yeah. So these people, yes, they as what Konka said, is they are trying to play dirty games and try to do their whatever they can to get something out of these elections, but it will not happen. It will not happen. First of all, right now, as you have said, they have started this method of causing trouble everywhere they go. They have gotten our regalia and they dress up as in red T-shirts and they go and beat up people and all that, so that people can rise against the UPND. But the thing is, they forget that their vehicles are marked and all that type of thing. They get their number plates and then they trace them back to them, So it will not happen. It will not work. Their tactics right now, I don't know in this last few days what they're gonna do, but all they're doing now is trying to cause chaos in the country, because as long as there's peace, people are gonna go and vote, and they're gonna vote for UPND. So I don't know. Let's wait and see until the last minute of the. But they are very, very bad people. They are very violent, and that has been their identity all along. So let's just keep them in check first before they cause problems for us.
So just to that, Uncle Danny, real quick. I'll be quick,
Go ahead.
guys. I'm sorry to jump
Go
on
ahead.
that.
No, go ahead.
I feel like we should, as a country, we really need to wake up and be aware of what these kind of people we are dealing with are in the opposition. Politics should be some kind of a semblance of, dignity as well as respect for each other's views and stuff like that. Now, the violence that we witnessed in PF is literally here. We are seeing it. Now, you can only imagine going forward with our elections in Zambia constantly, every elections. These guys are just going to grow. These kind of groups, militias, it's just going to grow. And we may end up brewing something that may be uncontrollable when they start getting arms. So when the next government, I believe, when the next, which is us coming back, second term, we should try so hard to quash these kind of violence sentiments that these opposition people come up with. Like arrest people and prosecute people, put people out in jail or something in that nature. That way they can learn a lesson that we can't do this. Because 5 years from now, these guys will be coming out bigger. I never thought PF would ever come up this way, honestly. And I'm like, why all of a sudden, we have been on Pundus, they don't have any remorse in how they act. They just do whatever. And I think it's time, like, HH comes in second term, be hard on every single one, including our own people and the opposition, making sure that nobody is messing around with this kind of people's peace. You know, our country is safe as it looks, but it can get terribly bad in the future. Sorry, guys, I submit.
I'll give you. I'll just to add on to what you've said. We are doing something as a government. As at the moment, what we are doing is clipping their sources of income. So we are arresting all those funders for this violence. So I don't want to mention names, but we have arrested about 5 people already that are funding this type of violence. Okay, so we are doing something as of now. We know who is funding them, and we are arresting them. We are arresting the sources of their income. We are doing something as of now.
That's fantastic. If that's happening in the background, I think we don't even need to alarm the country. All we need to do just act, and everything will be reviewed in after the elections, and we'll see a lot of people being arrested. And if people like Bino Mpundu are clever, they should run away. Like he has already run away. So yeah. Well, let's go to discuss something that was weird. I was on the news, watching news, and I saw a comment by Chishimba Kambwili. So I was so shocked. He was asking HH, we want to know how many ranches you have before you became president, and how many ranches you have after being president. So I was shocked that Chishimba Kambwili, as much as he seems to be vocal, he's got no idea about HH history in the ranching business in this country, in Zambia. He doesn't even know. And besides that, he's like, no, 3-4 kuishiwa. Ngolikwete ngombe shiri 1,000. Shifikire shinga lelo. So I was busy looking at him. I'm Dalava.
No, I think Chishimba Kambwili just want to be relevant into anything.
I don't think
the
they
man
have
has
a
absolutely
story.
no direction of his own life and anything else. He wants to say something so that he can seem like ponavo. It should be just ignored. Every single person in Zambia and in Africa per se, it's like asking Dangote how much billions of money did you have before you whatever. I mean, HH has been a rich man. Even when they were persecuting him, he had all these things.
Yeah.
So who are we to ask him now? He can have as many as you want. It won't even affect anybody. That's ridiculous. Chishimba Kambwili is just a loser.
And because he claims he's not being paid.
Atitafola salary.
Atafola salary. No, but for kwishiwe ngombe, how many? Of course, ngombe tabakwata babies.
Musheni ngombe chabanyina.
At times, there are some things.
I think Ngalisa Ipushako, if the late president ACO was still alive, you could have asked him, Ngarimwe, but ine narea mukuspaya nama helicopters kuma ranches yakwe. They used to take helicopters flying over kumonafi just his wealth.
Yeah, in fact, he was even warned that watch out, they might be poisoning your animals. So it's amazing to see how low people can get. Tabakwete story the opposition. Now, my quest is, I'm still wondering, Vamembe, is he campaigning? And the Kalava? We had about how many presidents, how many paid in, how many, declared they are going to stand as presidents? Because we're only hearing of Mundubile. We are not hearing much of Kalava, and are they still in the game?
They are. But politics is money. Politics is money.
They are their intention is different from Makebi and Mundubile.
Bena Makabi bali sende ndalama ku South Africa. Bali
Yes,
from
so
South Africa masaka yali ndalama.
yeah. So Bena Membe and the Kalaba, why they're in this race is different from why Bena Mundu. The Kalaba and the Membe are not there to become presidents of Zambia. They are there to earn money. Mundu, this guy was in Venezuela 2, 3, 4 months ago. What's his name? Membe. Yes, he was in Venezuela trying to get money. So for them, it's fundraising for their own pockets. That's why they're there. They want to find people that can give them money now, so that one day when they're presidents, they'll pay back. So that's why they're into this race. So they're going to these rich guys, telling them, "No, okay, start being my friend. Give me $2 million in 2031, in 20 something. I'll be a president." And all. So that's why they're in. They are not into winning these elections. They are not into that. Their aim is to raise money, personal wealth, so to speak, and they're approaching rich people around the world. There are some rich people around the world who can give them $1 million, $2 million. That's what they're looking for. They are not into this for
these people who give money.
Yeah.
Do they look at the caliber of the person they're supporting, or it's also their way of getting rid of whatever they have stolen to support these others? Or I don't understand.
Political funding is an investment. It's just like buying portfolios in a company.
Okay.
Yes. So these people around the world, there are people who have become billionaires because they fund politicians. Okay. So all they do is to give this person money, and one day he becomes the president of that country. Then they reap billions of dollars out of that country. So it's some form of investment. It's an undercurrent type of investment. You fund upcoming politicians in these countries. And for example, in the US, they don't call them whatever, they call them lobbyists. Okay. So they call them lobbyists. But these people, they fund senators and whatever candidates, and once they become senators, they rip money out of the system. So it's a business. Politics is a business. So these guys, you can imagine, like the Venezuela people, billionaires in Venezuela, they'll fund politicians in Africa, in South America, in Asia, these small little countries. They put money here, $1 million here, $1 million there, 1 million, 2 million there. And one of those 10 people they funded becomes the president. Okay. And once that happens, they rip money out of that country. It's an investment. So that's what the members are doing. They're going for those type of people to give them money as an investment for the future gains. Yeah.
So those are the people selling the country now, guys.
Yes. It's huge in politics. It's huge.
I hear there's actually an organization actually out there that actually just funds African politics, like opposition leaders.
Yeah.
Like you can just go there, you subscribe and whatever, or you write a letter, and then they'll send you money. Just being somebody in the opposition, so that you can pay all the nomination fees, just to show that there's democracy in Africa. So there are some organizations that will just fund you. At least you'll be able to pay your nomination fees. You'll be able to, maybe to do funny campaigns and all that stuff, but definitely not become a president. The other thing, like what Danny is saying, some people, they will see that maybe in the next coming 5 or 10 years, maybe this one has got a potential to become president. Then they will find you.
Yeah.
You see? Because of course we know HH won't be there forever. But they will say, maybe this one looks like it. He looks like he can become
the next
so
thing.
they will fund you. You owe them.
Yeah, you invest in politicians while they are down there, so that you don't invest when they become very prominent. You invest them when they're still unknown, so that when they become big, look at the boy, what's his name, the musician, is that in Uganda, that boy who was challenging Museveni?
Bobby Wine.
Bobby
Wine.
Wine. Yes.
Mm.
He got funding from about 20 billionaires. 20 billionaires gave him money. 20
20.
of them. That's an investment. So you can imagine they gave him 2 million, and I'm told now they've gotten him, he's in the US, they've flown him out of the Uganda. So they give you money so that when you win, that money will triple or whatever. They will give you $2 million today, but once you become president, they will rip out of that country $20 billion. So for them, it's an investment. It's a future investment. Yeah.
And there it's even clear. You can even see that. Look.
Yeah.
The next president of Uganda is Bobby Wine, because the old man won't be there forever.
Yeah. So they're giving so much money. Yeah. And they've gotten him. They've taken him to the US. He's in the custody of those guys, and they will bring him back when this guy dies or something like that. So it's a big investment for them. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like we were saying, so I don't know who didn't contribute about the issue of. I think we've digressed there. The issue of how many cows.
That one is just a
cows?
dreamer. How do you count from so many cows that he has?
Now, here's the thing. I know people. We got a lot of people here who rear cows. Now, imagine this. Somebody like HH. Can you even know how many cows you have?
That's a thing.
Kambwili should have asked HH, say, how many cows did you sell? How many cows were born?
Yes.
How many have died? Not just saying, how many crows do you have?
Even the time there was that sale, was it in Choma?
Yes.
They wanted him to pay taxes, but the man already pays his own taxes. So why tax him twice? When he sold and they were buying those animals in numbers and with a lot of money, I'd know he should pay. But he already pays his taxes, because if HH was not paying taxes, that would have been the first thing. Because Venasata, it started with Vasata checking on him to make sure, to see wherever he had defaulted, so that they could pin him down on that one. But they found that his taxes were all paid up front. So why were they calling out for him to pay taxes twice?
Yeah,
because those animals he was selling, he had already paid taxes for them.
I think one simple answer we can tell Kambwili is that, do you know that if you go to any Zambia branch to buy your meat, since he looks like he likes meat, the largest supplier of beef is HH. He's the one who supplies Zambia and everywhere else.
He's supposed to be a vegetarian by now, guys.
That's why he's interested in the animals.
So how many presidents do we have who are going to the polls as we speak?
22.
Does anyone have a number?
Is it 26? 26.
There are a lot.
No, I think they're only 14, I think.
Those that paid are 26.
But I was saying when it was that conference, Kumulungushi, there were a lot there.
Yeah.
And it was that conference, and there were some funny people. That one was saying, brr, brr, like that.
Do we need to regulate the formation and the composition of political parties?
I think so. That's why I was saying, is there money in it? Because really, some of them, even Tayali is the president, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. They're the ones who get money from those organizations. They give them money to be in the opposition, just to look like it. There's a lot of opposition in a country. There are certain organizations that they just do that. They will just sponsor a lot of small little parties, so that it just looks like there is democracy.
Tayali, in fact, was known as president of a major opposition party in Zambia.
Yes, that was the report we're even reading about in Ethiopia.
eloine nga ya ku Ethiopia ndefu yakagero enani kane ninga story ninga nkabepa kabika fe mwiliashi na kabepa I'm a president. Have you heard of me? I'm going for poiwe. Serious? Just Google my name. Gero kufa pala pen. Chapwa.
Sure. But I don't know. So what is your take, people, on the elections? What do you think? What are your predictions?
Well, let's start with Brian Mundubile. She has been quiet. I don't know if she wants to talk now. She just joined back. Or maybe she's still listening.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, I'm here actually, but I keep going on and off. So yeah, what is the question?
Have you been following?
Yeah, I've been following.
Turn your camera. Your camera is the other way around. Turn it around.
Yes, because I feel you know I'm sitting down, so.
Okay.
Now they are in your UPND Regalia.
Of
Gelo wapupuka.
So now tell us Voma Inonge.
Can you see me now?
Yes, we can see you.
Yes, we can.
So in the next coming 5 days, we're going to the polls.
Yeah.
So we need to start giving some KWENYU'S now to the people of diaspora, to the people of Zambia, so that they understand the reason why HH is the greatest president that we can have at this particular time.
I liked your write-up. Is that now?
Admit Chandagazia,
Is that
please.
now?
Admit Chandagazia is trying to get in.
Oh,
I sent him the link. He's got the link.
He's telling me that he's trying to get in.
Yeah, I liked your write-up. But what is worrying me is how the UPND or the police are going to manage this prayer and vigil, this candlelight prayer night on the 12th, which Tayari was talking about. I also worry that what is all that about? You know, are people going to spend the night praying at Pope Square? Is it a Catholic rally, or what is it? You know,
it's supposed to be a Catholic rally because the one leading it is it Alec Banda?
It's the bishop.
The bishop. So I don't know why the Catholics have allowed that man to run riot.
Yeah.
You are a Catholic man. What's your take?
Well, I mean, if it was but even if it was genuine, I mean, they could have had prayers, you know, maybe 1 hour prayer leading up to the election, but it has not happened like that. It's just the night before. It's like when we have a Vigil Mass, Christmas Vigil Mass, or New Year or Easter, you know. So now what is this, you know, the night before? It has never happened, you know. So what is it? I don't know. I haven't seen the bishop's letter. Apparently there's a bishop's letter. I'll search. Maybe my home small Christian community might have received the bishop's letter.
What's the purpose of this whatever concept or crusade? What's the purpose?
I think the whole purpose is just to try to find the people to change their hearts so they can vote for them.
I think it's provocative.
Yeah, it is. It's just because if it was, it could have been for everybody.
Yeah.
Not only for Mundubile and co.
Yeah. Everybody should have been invited to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just looking for trouble. All they want is when there's trouble so that the elections are postponed. That is their wish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all they want to create
That's very
havoc.
unchristian. That's very unchristian, isn't it? Shouldn't we just be neutral as people of the cloth? Like people of the cloth should be neutral. Not all these things that started 10 years ago, Christians for Lungu, Christians for
Yeah.
who. That just brought a lot of confusion.
And
Too much.
Men of the cloth getting involved in politics.
Yeah.
Even preaching at rigging Yawamapo instead of letting those rule. I mean, how do you preach that in the house of the Lord?
Yeah.
London.
I don't understand it either.
When I listen to the
Just
interview
moving
by
to a more comfortable.
Go ahead, Wadani.
So when I listen to the interview by one of these opposition people who was supporting this candle lighting thing, they told him that, why don't you have it this Sunday? Have it on Sunday so that all the churches across the country will pray for it. Because the reason they're saying we want to pray for peaceful elections. We don't want any confusion on that day, on Thursday.
Come on.
So if you want everybody to be involved, and why don't you do it on Sunday when everybody's meeting? Okay? You want it to be on Pop Square on Wednesday night, the whole night, you start assembling at people will be tired by who are going to attend that thing,
Has it been authorized, though? Has it been authorized? Because I saw a letter where UPND wrote, is it to the ECZ?
Yes.
About this. Has it been authorized? Is it happening on that night?
They are saying as Christians, they have the right to assemble and pray to their Lord. So they don't need to get permission to pray.
But there will be people. It's an assemble of so many people. This is not so much of a church thing. It's a political thing.
Yeah. But they're using the name of the church to say, when we assemble on Sunday, we don't get permission. And we can pray to our Lord any day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
It's in an enclosure. Yeah. It's not in the open space where everyone can walk into.
Yeah. So to me, definitely the intention is clear. They want to provoke the police. They want the police to come there and tear gas them and do stuff like that. And then the following day, it's elections day and everybody will be on the streets ungovernable. So that's what they want to do. But I just hope the government is going to handle this very well. To me, the best thing to do is to tell them, you want to pray for the elections? Go to church this Sunday and pray.
Yeah, go and keep it in. There's that building, isn't there? The one, the of all nations.
Yeah, the one in Lungu Belt.
Yeah, so why can't they go and assemble there instead of the square?
The Pop Square.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, that's.
Was that one built, or they even sold it, or something?
I don't know, but it stands there.
Like it was sold.
Sold
part
now.
of it was sold. Part of it was sold because it was a huge land, and I think it's an unfinished building. I don't think it's finished.
The rumors are that he sold it to King Mswati for Swaziland or something like that.
Yeah.
That land was sold to He wanted to sell the showgrounds and that land to the King of Swaziland. And they gave him something there in Swaziland. They gave him land in Swaziland.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a mansion in Swazi.
Yeah.
In Swatini.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, let's see. But I hope they don't allow it to go ahead. And I think our government is very alert. They know everything. That's what Tabo Kawanado is sometimes is controversial, but the way he handled it and the way he said it, he said most likely they're not going to allow it to go ahead.
No, not in the open. Let them have it in the church.
Yeah.
Or wherever they want to have it in the church, but not in an open space where they will disturb the peace.
Let's listen to what Dr. Chikonka, and then we also hear from Hamwa. But Dr. Chikonka, what's your take on this one?
Vasova.
Oh, is disappeared?
He's not there.
Oh, it's gone? No, I think I can see him. No, he's there. He's there. I think it's just muted or something, or maybe he's doing something. Anyway, Vahamwami.
Her chief.
Her chief. Her chief.
He's also muted.
He's also muted. I think they're also just now. I think maybe they're busy now or whatever they're doing, eating or something. Anyway, yeah, but it's I don't understand. First of all, what I don't understand is why the people of the cloth want to involve themselves in politics. That's one thing I don't understand. I don't understand it. Like, I think they should be neutral because look, they've got a flock, and that flock is combined of people from different organizations, different political parties. So you cannot stand. You cannot stand on one political party or sound bias.
Yes, that's that we're eating. That's what we're eating.
Bali shifuluka bale shifuaya.
They want to go back. I mean, how evil.
Akasaka kawena lungu kalewama.
Akasaka kandarama.
Akasaka kawena lungu kalewama sana. Bali katemwena abantu bale misinga. Bale misinga sana.
Imagine even those the cadres that were tantaminaring at Tantament, Baba Porcelain Pier. Where are they now? Those who were burning money, where are they?
These are the ones now go background doing all these crazy things and all that stuff.
Because you see, there's a difference. Even the youth that are with UPND and the youth that are with the Mundubile, you can tell they have more junkies than the polished youth.
The Tantamen syndrome really attracted a lot of people, and these guys used to get a lot of money. Right now in Zambia, those of you that are in Zambia, my sister is into real estate business in Zambia. She's buying a lot of homes that are unfinished, and all of them are from former PF cadres. All of them. Yeah, you go in Chawama, Mississippi, all these compounds. There are so many unfinished homes because because the money they used to get these caponias was a lot. So they started building, and then boom, PF was out. They can't finish those homes, and she's buying those homes now. There are a lot of unfinished homes in Zambia right now. They're on sale. So yeah, they were really, really getting a lot of money from the system.
So let's talk about the KWENYU'S now. Like I said before, we digress into this. Like, look, we need to start talking about developmental issues. Let's talk about energy on its own. Energy. Because the target is 1,000 megawatts. So 1,000 megawatts of power, how attainable is it? And what are we doing as a government to make sure that that's attainable? Is it a pipe dream or is something that's realistic? Maybe we start with the ladies. We start with Homa Inonge, then Auntie Christine. And then we go in that form. Can we tell us, like, what do you think when it comes to energy sector?
I think we are doing well, but we could do better, of course, because what we found was worse than what is pertaining now. And of course, HH, when he was here in the UK, he said he was encouraging all of us to get together to buy solar panels so that we can install some solar system and sell to ZESCO, you know. And so really, I think the people at home have bought into it. They are buying solar for their homes, and nobody now has no electricity. Everyone has got electricity. So there is nothing to talk about. Although it's expensive, people should know it's not free, but the government's role is to provide, and that's what they are doing. They have taken steps into ensuring that there is an increase of supply to Zambians. Yeah, that's what I think. So yeah, we are all encouraged to do that.
Okay, Auntie Christine.
I think she's muted, is it?
Oh, yeah, please, Samana.
I don't know whether she's muted or not.
I think she's muted.
Oh,
I think she's dropped out. I don't know whether she's dropped out or not.
okay, let me text her.
But in any case, I think she's dropped out. In any case, let's introduce our very own PS Wakazia.
Welcome.
Chani ba Mundubile.
Aho tulive bwino mulishani badiswaniso
Ikwenda kwa baba yeche.
Inendepo kula michingira mwatampa nalaleka.
Mulishani bane.
aho tulive bwino ngaimo mulishani imwe
Awe tule chinchila.
mule chinchila
Mkwaye.
okay
So mwaisa finish na tupuisha ba topic yonse kabiri kabishinga mwachiba quiz.
aho nachira funda ka bola
Okay.
but aho na mupuisha ma topics yonse.
You can
without your input.
kuti mwasupawira bane.
Ninja ama topics mule landa hapo.
Kuti mwasupawira, you can choose the one that you feel you want to talk about.
For me, the one that I choose is something that is relating to political violence. We can't have the political violence at the rate that is being tolerated by our government. Our government has tolerated political violence without capping it. Because you can't have umuntu ayako mumuntu akasembe and then you don't arrest them. I don't care whether it's Tonse, whether it's UPND, whether it's socialist. Anyone who hates Zambia must be held accountable. And the people that have been given instruments of holding people accountable are the people that are running government. There's no one else who can stop that from happening. It's people in government. The police have a responsibility. If they're not happening, the president removes the IG. Chap. Because like it has been said, people did not elect the IG or anyone, they elected the president. And you can't have people that can be that bored. Why man? Why am general kumukoma panga? And tomorrow you see the day. You pick a stone wala saka pokola wa mutovelis. And Milo, you still have a day and there's a government. No. The things about political violence is what you guys, your government, was very clear on. How many times are these violent criminals going to be on their own without them being with you guys? Because if they are on their own, they must face consequences. There must be consequences for hating a Zambia. They must be. If I don't agree with you, then someone should come and beat me up because I have disagreed with you. It can't be like that. That is why a government who I pay from my taxes has a responsibility to make sure that whether they don't, even me who they don't agree with, I'm protected. Once there is a failure to protect me, that is what caused the change of government. So that the government that should come and protect people is there. Na yeye nanga ya to protect people na bena kwamba you cannot have people that can ignore the president to this extent without the president allowing it. He has allowed them to ignore him. He has allowed them to be put in the situation where he's been put. HH has put himself in that position because takwaba, there are fundamental things that have been agreed in our laws. Why are they not being done? If it is someone you know, they are not hiding themselves when they are committing these crimes. It is in full view of the police. Vaya pepeka independent guardian tibaka pokoreba ya msenduku ya mku mufisati no utukako. When did we start allowing criminals to take over baka pokoreba na utuka maka? I thought that any criminal must be scared of the police. Ngawaba mwana baka pokoreba when you are committing a crime, you must take off so that there is peace in that situation. So for me, it is a failure to actually protect the state, the citizens. Is what has incensed me so much, is one thing that I never expected we were going to get there. We must just allow the rule of law and politics. Abantu nga barefa yokuchinja ubuteko, they must allow to change, even if we feel so bad about it, but they must be allowed. And if abantu nga tabachinja ubuteko, the same scenario must be respected. So bachirufiana mwebale ufuako, it is the failure to protect that I have a problem with. The president has failed to protect the citizens. He needs to do much more. He needs to send a signal to someone that I will not tolerate you hating any of my citizens. He must send a signal.
Okay. So you brought a good point. And I think we all agree that nobody is interested in violence. And that's why the president put a decree to say no violence. If you are violent,
you are on your own.
You are on your own. That's why insto ya kuikata abantu. Like there's a comment here from Cherutz. I don't know if I can pronounce that correctly. Cherutz. She's saying, or he's saying, please expose them.
Yes.
They're all thugs. So now, here's this thing. We have systems in the country. I mean, Zambia is not a banana republic where everything has to come from the president. No. We've got institutions. Okay? So when these institutions are put in place, they should play their role. You cannot point a finger at one HH. No. HH has got so much to do. He's thinking about the economy. He's thinking about all these things. But all these independent organizations, these arms, they need to do their job. Chapwa. So, and I believe, I think like what Danny was saying, they have been arresting people. So don't be surprised if right after the elections, you start seeing people now going to court because of all these thuggery and all these things. So people are being arrested as we speak. So nobody's tolerating it. The president has said it himself. Hold on. Hold on. The president has said it himself. We, as the UPND government, we do not tolerate this kind of thuggery or violence. And on top of that, you can imagine, we've had peace all these 5 years and all this time, well, 4 years, 10 months. And during the elections, only in the last 2 weeks, that's when we start seeing violence. Where is it coming from? Is it coming from those people they sent to Kurasha to do militia training?
I will tell you where it's coming from, and I'll give you an example.
Is it because of all those former thugs who used to panga people. Now they're coming back.
The ones who were recruited in the
because look,
force.
if really listen what if really it was UPND ngakale batampa abantu kuboma, because even our own cadres were saying like, look, if we bantu fweba UPND abene bachinka bati vale tupuma twale lomba ko fyati ba president depend ko fyoro one day fye to take off your revenge. The president said no, I'm not going to put I'm not going to put my country on fire.
He has no law to. He can't give anyone permission because the law doesn't allow him to give anyone permission.
Yeah, well, let's not even go there. But the moral of the story,
let me give you an example.
No. Listen, the moral of the story is this: the president specifically and explicitly said that refwaye chongo muchalo cha Zambia. And I tell you, if Allah,
you didn't see it.
I saw him from 2020.
Go and Google. You find.
Let me answer. Vachilufya, if you can summarize so that I'm able to give you an example and summarize, I'll give you concrete example what I'm talking about. I am not just thinking that the president has started talking against violence. It has been his principle to say, I don't want anyone to hate people. I don't want, we can't be the new thugs. That is the president's position. But you have Kalufianya. He abducted the friend, beat him up, videotaped it, and yesterday, what was he saying? He is still free there. Those are the people that must be behind the bars for us to say, but president means it when he says you're on your own. This is a guy who went to attack Simon Mwewalen. He's known as a UPND cadre. You know that. From 2021, the president has been talking about being on your own. When are we going to see action? You are right when you say the president can't be everywhere. He's not going to protect anyone. But you remember, this is what you talked about when PF was in power. Did you ever see ECAO attack anybody? But it was the failure to deal with violence that you guys were talking about here. Gamula cadres wa PF. Tamula that Miedi Galungu aleu mabadi. Mulando kwebati.
Never addressed. Even when the cadres were killing, he never addressed it.
Let me tell you, but has it been addressed now? Because Kalufianya, I'm giving you an example. Kalufianya beat a person recording it and posted it online. But you don't understand, I will kill you. He's talking about it. Who is condemning him from your group that this is not the principle that we stand up on? Why is he allowed to do those things? So in Muleland, that you are right in terms of what you're saying, but the actions are different. Muleland, we must nib this violence in the bud. If the president said, what should happen in Gayaumu president? But President IG. We did not elect him. IG, we have no powers of removing him. We have no powers. About the IG. There is absolutely zero I can do about it. But there's something I can do on someone who has appointed the IG when I'm telling him, this guy is incompetent, he's failing to protect us. In line with your proclamation. So work on these things. They're not always about it. You're not going to sugarcoat it. We must stop the violence.
No sugarcoating, but there's a difference on how you see things. Because you are coming out so strongly now. Did you come out so strongly when it was happening in the PF?
It was wrong, was it right?
Yes, but did you come out strongly to condemn? Because we could have started condemning it from that time, and then we would have no branches this time.
Look at this. If I did not come out strongly, you came out strongly yourselves. Now I'm coming strong now because
but then, when it was just starting, did you stop it?
Ukuma abantu takwawama. Let's go to the
That's a fact. We don't even want
then
that
do something about it. Don't stop
Can I
justifying
please
it.
come in?
It's been done.
What has been done? Kalufyanya is there. What are you talking about? Kalufyanya
Can I
left from
come in,
Uganda.
We're talking of one person. Who is this
Because that one
Kalufyanya
person is
anyway?
doing a lot of damage to people.
Moderator. Don't let one person take the stage for the whole thing. There are many people here. Moderator, where is he? Why have a moderator? Yeah.
Actually, the time has gone. Where is everybody?
I'm going off now.
Oh, everybody has gone off Nangusha. Incho veninga vayuma kuti wesibadi yakani. When you were in power, what were you doing? Bakali kumwa mumabasi. And now, who are the experts in beating people? We wonder.
They are there, you know them.
Who are they?
Who are they?
You ever say Kalufyanya is an example, I'm telling you.
Who is this Kalufyanya?
Go
Who is
online.
Kalufyanya?
Kalufyanya is a UPND cadre who beats up people and records it. And
you know, I think the worst thing that HH did was to accept the people, thinking we are going to work together and build this. But you know, those remnants of the bad people from PF that he left in have now, you know, that's why they're even talking the way they are talking now.
Cage them. You see, cage them.
Oh, cage them, yes.
Cage
but what
them,
were you doing? Why were you allowing such to happen in the first place?
It was
Nobody
wrong to allow
condemned.
such
Even
to happen, and the
ministers
Zambians removed.
porno on duty. They were watching pornography,
That's
showing
why
on.
the
No
Zambians
one was
removed
ever
them from
condemned or
power.
fired.
The Zambia removed them, give them the ultimate penalty out of power. We don't want to continue on this path.
No, we don't want to continue. And I
But why are you allowing
HH has worked so hard. He's trying so hard. But we still have these people who are being fueled by the same.
Why are you not arresting them? We are tolerating them. Why?
It's not a matter of tolerance.
No, tolerance is why should a person butcher a person in broad daylight on a stage?
Yeah, but look at this. Look at this Makebi Zulu's brother, who was recruited in the police force.
Answer to what
and he ended up now butchering the idea.
You are running away from what is current.
No, we are not running away.
Answer
it's
to
the
that,
people
then.
you put in power yourselves. You put criminals in the system.
Which criminals have you? Deal with the criminals then. Why should you allow the criminals to continue? Why should you allow them? You have even now adopted the same criminals to stand on your ticket. The same 5 cabinet ministers. They were part of the criminal elements you are talking about. What are they doing in UPND? At the expense of people like you who have been consistent condemning things. What are they doing in UPND? You have even given them, rewarded them. After they beat you up, then you reward them with members to stand as members of parliament on UPND ticket. And these are people, some of them, the things they said about the president, he himself, President HH, the things that are wrong, you know about that. Why have you allowed them? Why have you tolerated these criminals to join you and start feasting with you?
Well, it
Why?
looks like it's finished. There was nobody now. Nobody's
Me, I
talking.
can answer, I can hear you.
Okay, well, thank you very much for the platform. Good night.
Okay, gentlemen, what happened? What happened? I had to go and attend to my by little men. So Atishani, where did we end? What are we talking about now? Hello? Hello?
People are running away here. Where have you been?
Nobody's running away. Nobody's running away. People were just dropping for some reason. I told everybody to continue talking while I was attending to my little man. I got my little man today. So, Atishani, where did we end?
Where we have
Director,
ended?
you are allowing Chandagazia to take stage. Nobody's talking other than him.
No,
Oh, really? No. But why are you allowing him? So, okay, in any case here, I think now let's like I was saying, let's talk about the progressive things that we've done so far. When it comes to alternative energy, we're hitting the mark. There are more solar plants opening up almost each and every month. I don't know if you have been following the news. A lot of solar plants. So alternative energy sources, I think right now we may be over 600 megawatts. No, even more than that, because Mamba phase 2 is another 300. And we just did another one in Chishimba, which was 200. And we've been doing all these 20, 40, 50 all over. So we're close just on alternative energy alone. We're up there. Okay, so when they say that load shedding is just a matter of time before it starts doing what? Coming back. No, it's not a matter of time. I mean, that's why we are having all these progressive initiatives that have been happening, programs, projects. So Abantu, they don't understand how HH thinks, because HH thinks in a very systematic way. And the systematic way that is thinking of the future, not just for today, but it's thinking about in the next coming, 10 years, So aside from that, now social cash transfer is being increased from 800 to 1,000 now. And I heard somebody was saying, oh, why is the president hiring nurses at rallies and volunteer nurses and volunteer teachers? I mean, why shouldn't he? I mean, they should, he should show that appreciation of people actually that work hard. Because in this economy, we need people that work hard to move the economy forward. And the people who work hard should be the ones that should be recognized, top class and given the first spot. And he's just demonstrating that. And thirdly, let's look at, the debt. Debt itself has been reduced. Okay, so we've been, so there's been so many KWENYU'S that we will start itemizing them. But Danny,
hello.
When it comes to KWENYU'S, what comes first thing in your mind? Like the most, biggest KWENYU that we've done in the last 4 and 10 months.
First of all, before I comment on that one, I just want to comment on, because Chandagazia went on and on and on and on and on talking about things which are not true. Just want to make one statement about the violence he's talking about, and then I'll talk about the KWENYU'S, if you may allow me to do that.
All right, go ahead.
First of all, Chandagazia is talking about violence committed by one person in the whole country, Zambia, and he's saying there's violence in Zambia, there's violence. It's our president has categorically said he doesn't tolerate violence. We are supposed to go after PF people that were cutting our fingers after the elections. We said no. Chandagazia is talking about one person that I don't know, Kafunya, whatever he's talking about, and he said there's a lot of violence in Zambia. Under PF, violence was actually promoted by the president Edgar Chagwa. He was telling his people all the time, that's what he was telling us. He was telling his people, start a fight and beat them. Edgar Chagwa himself. Our president is saying the opposite. Don't beat people. If you beat someone, you're on your own. On the contrary, the former government was promoting every part of Zambia. People were beaten. In Shangombo, they were beaten by PF people. In every corner, Livingstone, Mansa, talk about it. Chandagazi has been talking here about one person, one individual who beat somebody, and he says in Zambia there's violence. There's no violence by Chandagazi. That's what I tell you. Zambia is more peaceful right now than it has ever been in terms of political violence.
100%.
Okay, so let's not talk about Kalufianya. Kalufianya is one individual.
Hold on, Bakazia.
You see, so don't start spreading this thing of saying Zambia is violent. There's political violence. There's no political violence in Zambia. You go to Mansa, it's peaceful. You go to Livingstone, it's peaceful. You go to Choma, it's peaceful. We are okay as Zambians. Don't exaggerate things, building mountains out of whatever. So that's what the comment I wanted to make. Our president is preaching peace. Your president, Lungu, may so rest in peace, he was preaching beating people. Beat them. And he was preaching stealing. Steal wherever you are.
Just as a rider, about Danny. Before you go to the next point, just as a rider.
Yeah.
Are you looking for me? Hold on. Oh, okay, God damn it! Get the thing there. Get the whatever charger is right there.
Maybe I can respond to that as what
as a rider, Mdalawan.
Therefore, to respond.
No, hold on.
No.
As a rider.
You talked a lot.
You want? I think Ibakazia. You should go and watch the documentary of Kamgodi. There's a documentary that was done about Kamgodi, which was a militia concentrate camp created by the Patriotic Front. It was a concentration camp.
I don't want to give Danny a chance to lie and then he gets away with it.
No. Just hold on. Don't sound like you know everything. Oh no.
No, I don't know everything.
Some of these issues, I think could it twice that finish if stick up. Okay? Can you just bring it here and connect it there? Okay? Because there's no connection there.
Because Danny has lied a lot.
A concentration camp Kamgodi. Tapari Ushai Shibapo. This one was being talked about even before the elections. Even the big man, the general himself was talking about it.
Yeah.
Kamgodi. Anybody. And this ran for years, ka? Yeah. For years. So did President Lungu say, no, you guys, what you're doing is not right? No. Did he say, you guys, stop what you're doing? No. He said, guys, go ahead. Bapumeni. Okay? Okay? And this was a concentration, and this concentration camp was serious. I think, Bakazia, you've got no idea about what that concentration camp was.
He knew about it.
Okay.
Stop that.
That was what? That's what we call violence. That is what you call violence.
Look at this. Moderate. Don't just moderate on one person. If Dan is talking, you stop him from talking. If I'm talking, you stop me. You don't allow him to be talking.
No, but Vakazia, you've been talking, like what Danny said. You've been talking. So hold on. When your chance comes, you're going to talk. So me, I was putting this as a rider. So as a rider to what? Because Danny was talking about the violence, and I just brought in Kamugodi as a rider so that people understand that the violence went deeper than what most Zambians can even understand. If you used to work in the CBD or anywhere along, anywhere, red, or if just talking you about Abena Rungu, Kuku Kamata, Bakutwala Kukamugodi. That's how it was. And you'll be tortured there. But then, am I lying?
You are 100% correct. Every station in Zambia, 300 bus stations People were beaten every day. Every day. But Chandagazia is talking about one
Can
man.
you mute yourself? Mute yourself, please.
The whole Zambia, one person has beaten someone and there's violence in Zambia. No. There's no violence in Zambia right now.
Give another example, because Vadan, you want to concentrate that I just gave one person. There is a guy in the state house who beat Gary Nkombo. That was not Karufianya. Is that one person? There is a guy who are going to Karufianya, a guy in the state house. Is that one person?
We have more important things to attend to as a country than that violence we're talking about. There's no violence in Zambia.
Then you see, every time you want to bury your head in sand like an ostrich, it is not going to
go Kulima Tower bus stop. And if you are going to be beaten today, go there.
You have transitioned the violence. You have transitioned
the violence. Someone beat one person and there's violence in Zambia.
Who beat Gary Nkombo? If you're in the presence of the police, what do you mean?
Can you go to Mumba today and get beaten in Mumba today? You will not be beaten. You can't go to Mumba bus stop to be beaten.
You can't be a hypocrite where
okay. All right. Listen, Vakazia, okay. Oh, hold on. I think hold on, Vakazia, hold on. I think let's have this conversation with everybody that's on the panel. Let's not concentrate it on just a few people. Now, I would like to introduce Vakalinda.
Vadani, moderator.
Please, Vakazia, just mute yourself, Vakazia. Let's listen to other people, and then you can respond later on. Vakalinda, can you go back to that system to mute your aircon or whatever? There's echo.
Okay, what about now? You have turned it off.
Okay, yeah, now you can go ahead.
Okay, so are we talking about political violence, the difference between UPND and the notorious PF? Is that what we're talking about?
That's what we're saying here.
Okay, well, I mean, it's written, it's recorded. We've seen videos. We have notorious characters like Innocent Karimanshi. What was their job during the PF? Do we have commanders in UPND who are on the streets, beating up people, killing up people? We have examples of young men like Joseph Kaunda who lost their life at the hand of a PF, and that guy, and that wasn't he a bodyguard of Balungu, the one who is now in prison for murder? I mean, there's so many examples, and the difference that we have here is that in UPND we have said no, and the president is on record. Every time something flares up in terms of violence, he's on the record that he's telling people, you're on your own, and people are getting arrested. The difference in PF, nobody got arrested. We have people like Kaiser Zulu on the run from shooting people in pubs. That's on record. So, I mean, yeah, there's a few flare-ups in UPND, and those people are not going scot-free. They're getting arrested. So what are we talking about? There is a reduction, and people can breathe. That's all I'm going to say on that one.
Okay, so let me just read a few comments. Hold on. Let me just read a few. Hold on. Kashabalera. Oh, mute yourself, Vakalinda. Oh, mute yourself, Vakalinda, please. Sorry, Vakalinda. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So I just read a few comments. We got. Okay, this is Asila Nkatala 5202. Okay. I can wear any regalia today, and no one will attack me. So, meaning you can be a PF, you can be NRA, whatever, you're walking in the streets, nobody's going to attack you. But was that the case back in the day? No. So, we actually need to, understand the dynamics of how politics have changed from the past PF, regime to the current regime. Of course, things cannot be 100%. We're going to have a small little groups of people that will be violent. That's just a given. But we cannot compare the scale of how political violence was at its worst in the PF than the UPND.
It was an institution. It was institutionalized.
You can't even compare it. Like it's impossible to even compare it. Like you can even be laughing at somebody.
Who's saying there's violence?
Oh, that's got the violence. Violence is Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Oh, anyway, Miranda to make it up London, you know, but we have got
You see,
who's still here?
but
just be brief.
Firstly, I have said any form of violence is bad. Whether be it done by PF, done by UPND, done by socialists, any. Echonde kana kuba hypocritical. Mulande finte fota muchita. I gave one example. I didn't say that, oh, the entire country is being beaten by one person. No, I was giving an example of people that have committed crime, and when there is a principle, when you commit crime, you're on your own, and they've continued. One of it, I gave example of Piani. I gave example of how the State House, who have been a guy in combo in full view of Wakapokola. The guy inside the province, that independent person who the driver has been killed. These are sporadic political violences which should not be allowed to happen. See, the UPND, I'm not comparing it to what scale. Everybody knows the reason, one of the reasons, and the PF did not argue after they lost power, was violence, failing to stop people from attacking innocent people or even people that have different opinions. The president has been on record. No. We can't compare with the PF. Yes, you cannot compare. But what are you saying on this guy who has committed crime in full view? And Milo Amonekela. Why should a person in Zambia, even one person, should be allowed to understand record post on social media? Milo Abuela, asa mbukula ndokati, oh, nomba na laisa pali you opposition leader, tuweku dealing na iwe tulesa mkukukoma. And then the party is not saying, hey, wait a minute. Even if we trust you, we love you, we will not allow you to be talking like that, because that is not what we stand for. So the conversation is pick up and even twisted. You have twisted the conversation to go back in history and the current to say, oh, we can't allow that. That is one of the things that I'm holding you accountable on. I'm saying, can the president live up to your own by showing some people as examples at political violence? He's not his thing. Not to kukuleka, no, you're on your own. You're on your own. Empty words. Empty, very empty. You can't have
according to you. Anyway, you keep on mentioning one guy. You know, that's what Daniel was saying. You keep on mentioning one guy. Okay? No, but if we start to mention, like, look, there's a comment here. There's a comment here. There's no commanders in the UPND. We don't have
commander closing Cairo Road. Cairo Road. There's no violence in Zambia. Zero. We are peaceful.
Now,
why are you trying to interject?
That violence in Zambia.
You were lying about your statement. I didn't jump in to tell you. I let you lie up to the end, and then I started challenging you. Why are you not
allowed? We are not violent. Violence.
Look. Okay, hold on. Vakazia, hold on. Let's read the next comment. Very true. This is coming from Andrew. I am a Namibian who studied in Zambia. From 2016 to 2017, it was terrible. Today Zambia is free. These are
There's no
foreigners.
violence today. Nothing.
These are foreigners. Abantu baramuna n'okumuna fye.
Actually, there's violence. The violence. Violence.
Abantu baramuna. So imwe moneni iyi conversation namulusa moneni babakazia namulusa conversation I mean you're not going to convince anybody. Kati shobo mulepo kushika convince kati shinga mulepo kukulanga ba Mundubile tatuishibe. But
I will not be convinced. I will call it what it is. Violence is bad, and you should not play.
It's not there in Zambia.
It is there.
You are the only one seeing it.
So violence.
Listen, like I told you, violence. If it's there, to one or small speck of little violence, you can call it na violence here. That's not violence. Violence here liko imwe. You remember when Shapi, Shapi, the number one right hand man of the body at Shapi. What's his name?
To people's intelligence. You can be so disrespectful to people's intelligence.
Hold on. But Danny, remind me. His name is Shapi, right?
Oui, sir.
The number one of our president. Today we kalafe kunu manai kalafe kwa.
At see something we at day. Bamwita shanu.
Shapi.
Bamacha imwese pamula basa pamulande.
Bamacha.
We have violence in Zambia. No.
Guys, you are so bad that you make
people from violence.
My point was this. My point was this. There were some elections here in Stika ku Western Province.
There's no violence.
No, hold on. There was elections here in Stika ku Western Province.
So there's no violence.
Problem Vakazia, you like to talk over your friends. When people tell you hold on, you don't want to listen.
Yeah? How can you
No. You need to give chance to people to speak. You cannot be talking over each other. We're not going to understand each other. So when I say when I say as the moderator, hold on, you have to hold on. And then when I give my point, then when we call you Bakazia now, can you come in? Can you come in? Not even I'm talking, I'm talking. We're not going to understand each other.
Sorry, I'm moderator, but you should do that to Danny as well.
No, but it doesn't talk over me.
We'll
so
see.
You're the only one who talks over everybody.
We'll see.
Hold on. When there was some elections in Western Province, kwali ama nani kanyama PF commanders batuma. Ero wabatumine na tumuishiba. He's in jail right now. Abatuma njereka bieni kulia, you make sure that kuba pasa bonse ba UPND kulia. And then kwali police in charge at that time. Mupepe kwali ka police Shapi. Evo bamusendere nani kane ba HH. That time Kampyongo was the Home Affairs Minister. Ama guys bali kwetama panga amabwe shali na bekaramu the now ba booking na lodge. Now booking na lodge. Now pela na Land Cruiser yo balendera mwali. Baba booking basi. Hero basa bafuma nomba muliati nomba baya mkushita attack. So wabena Shapi as I tama guys bakwetingere, let's go. We need to stop this because kwalava bloodshed. Nomba can what they wanted to do. They wanted to fight him. Tabai Jwatkansi Mambala, he's well trained. He took them on. I think about 10 or 11. He took them on. He took them on one-on-one. No kuba personal kuboma sana. And then when Kampyongo went there, who did this to these boys? No, it was me. Yeah, Kampyongo. Kampyongo. So you can understand, like, look, violence can be controlled by the security arms. You know? Ngamulefu afati UPND ibefke nani kani ati tambe nombo to clamp down because now they're using UPND t-shirts, which is very, very bad. You know, because you want to UPND, but can't but I can tell you, if you want to clamp down, we got people that well trained. Not if you're going to Tola and to Kurasha, Baba Tola Fikashinga in 2 weeks, that Baba trained. Joke of the day. Anyway, I think we need to give chance to Hamwami. Are you there? We need to give chance to other people to also talk. We need to give chance to, Vakalinda has been. Vakalinda, are you there? Or you're still traveling?
You know I'm at work, right?
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah. I don't know if you're free to talk.
Talking about. Let's go to the next topic. I think this has been exhausted.
Yeah, of course.
We're exhausted with this. Let's go to the next topic.
Yeah, let's close. So let's close this one. I think it's not going to take us anywhere. My point is.
Anyone?
What? Anyone what? So Sila Katala. He says bulldozer. Yeah. I can hear what you're trying to say. That was a bad period of leaders like that. Anyway, that was so bad. That was like, oh my God. Yeah.
Violence, not.
Yeah. I'm going to use the powers.
At this violence.
What you can imagine Minister to zone.
Violence in Zambia. Tamuri violence in Zambia. We are peaceful.
Minister Hey, go ahead.
You see, manipulation ni no fitafivomba filafumuka. You can lie all you want, you can tell people, but when people are experiencing it for bademona, ngaulana takuli violence, mailo gari banyera. Takuli violence kanene bakuma. Takuli violence vaipa ya nani. Who are you? You are just cheating yourselves. We must go and say ipita tukwaya. Let's work on this and stop them. Not if you are going to you know, that's why I tell you on this platform that you are the worst danger to the president. Because you lie to him and encourage him when he tells lies as well. Stop doing it. So that things are corrected for the betterment of our country. PF political violence is one of those. That is true. We are not lying in any manner. Does it negate the current violence where umuntu akoma who been a guard the next day was besides the president? Uyo. Who are coming kind of day?
Okay. So let's close it. Let's close the violence topic. Let's close the violence topic. I think the mission really was to discuss about developmental projects. So, hold on, Vakazia. Since you want to talk so much,
development, we can talk about it.
Yes. So now here's a question. In the last 4 and 10 months that us as a UPND we've been in government, we've tried and we've done a lot. Now let's compare with the 10 years. So I think we need to go bar to bar. If you go to bar and explain what did the PF do in the first 5 years that's better than what we've done in the first 4 and 10 months. I want people to understand this because let's just look at the first. What did they do? What significant economic developments did they do in the first 5 years?
Muri wasata?
No. Muri balungu.
Balungu have been in government for 10 years.
So Valungu,
They have been in the government.
Valungu was there what 7 years?
Yes.
Yeah. So okay, fine.
So when you want to, if I may say, if you want to compare the 5 years of PF and the other 5 years, the 5 years of PF and 5 years of UPND, then because UPND you can't compare for 10 years, they haven't yet done anything in the last
yeah, but okay, let's talk about.
I'm talking about
let's talk about these two presidents. Hold on. Let's talk about these two presidents, because if we combine Vasata, it's going to be hard to compare. So if we combine the PF from Vasata all the way through Valungu, it will be hard to compare. So what we just want to compare is simple. The first 5 years of Valungu and the first 5 years of HH.
You can't, the presidency, you compare policies and the party. I have a problem comparing people because today quite a problem. Nama presidents is where we think that the president is over himself, is all knowing. We must compare policy achievement for 5 years by UPND from 2021 to this date, but PF from this to 5 years. You don't compare individuals. That is one problem to quarter. In line with other people, it's like a country.
Explain. 5 years So you want me to say 5 years Yavasat and 5 years Yavah? Is that what you want me to ask?
You ask me.
No. Listen.
I want to compare the 5 years of PF in the first year, 5 years, and the first 5 years of UPND without putting abantu there at Tatalungu or HH Nalumango. I don't want to put those things there. Because objective is because we are going too much to the people, personal.
This is not personal. Let's just discuss what the question is. Okay? If you want to create your own question, you can create your own question. Me, I'm asking the question as the moderator, how I see it fit in modern times. Because everybody knows that the PF of Michael Sata is not the PF of Lungu. Okay? That's why there's this division going on. That's why we've got 100 PF camps.
And the
so
one
let's just call a spade.
And the one which is with you.
I don't know. But anyway, so what we're saying is this. It's a simple question, Nami Pusha, but you want to go run around the bush, answer the question. Oh, there you go again.
But ask your question, I'll answer it. Go through your question again.
Hamwami, are you still there?
I'm here.
All right. I was asking, a simple question to say, the first 5 years of ECL and the first 5 years of President HH, we want to present a presentation because we can only talk about something that's current. We cannot talk about something that's past because we need to understand how government change and why do governments change. And if we understand that, then we're going to understand what's going to happen on August 13. So what are the differences between that government?
Let me answer that.
I thought, am I coming in now?
Because Bakazia failed to answer this question. So
I want to come in now before I lose my thought. I may lose my thought. Please.
Now give Amacha a chance. Let him go ahead, and then you can come later on.
But please don't say I failed to answer. There's no question you can ask me which I failed to answer. So
go ahead, Imami.
Okay. So the first 5 years of Edgar Lungu were marked by what he told us. I personally have no vision. I'll just carry over from where Mr. Sata left. There was massive road infrastructure development, overpriced contracts, And I think that's a time when Zambia amassed a lot of loans. Then in short, then for the first 5 years of HH, it was correcting the wrongs which the former had done. There was development. They were doing roads, but the macro and microeconomic status of the country was not being taken care of. Debt was becoming humongous. It was becoming a mountain. So in the first 5 years of HH, he had the work of correcting the wrongs, especially laying a foundation that could make Zambia be an investor's choice. So it was hard for HH. The first 5 years was hard because he did a lot of correction of the wrongs that the Edgar Lungu left.
Fantastic. So I think Wakazia, you go last because you need to gather that information and then so that you can come back you can come back strong. So we go to Wakalinda. Wakalinda, you are the hub of information.
What are we talking about now? We've been lost because Vatandakazia loses me. Where are we now?
So here's where we are. So here's where we are. The first years of ECL versus the first 5 years of ECL and the first 5 years of HL. So let's say first 5 years of the PF in the Lungu government and the first 5 years in HH, because we need to understand how government work, how government change, and what people look at, and how people in the society will feel. So let's compare those.
Are you sure? Are you sure, Mr. Rajka? You want me to answer that? Are you sure?
Well,
because in my world, and this is my opinion, which I stick to it. I don't care about what other people say. The first 5 years of ECL were a disaster. A disaster in a sense that we went from getting money to squandering money. We went from people being responsible for, people's general status of life or quality of life or whatever you want to call it to zero. People were dying. There was hunger. We went from a few people who had absolutely nothing in their pockets to overnight billionaires, so to speak. We went from people not owning not even experience of business, to owning businesses and winning government contracts and never supply, as they call it now, air. That's the first 5 years of PF, as I see it. I would like somebody to challenge me on that. And now we compare it to the first 5 years of double H7, despite the setbacks in, the worst ever drought we've had in the country, to students being given new allowances, to free education, to, unlocking investment in the energy sector, to the agriculture sector now producing 5 million tons, the first ever in our history. And we're still growing. I mean, you can't compare the two. Are you telling me, Patricia, we should be comparing, rotten oranges to, I would say, strawberry cake? Is that what we're talking about here? I'm just saying.
That's a very good question. But Danny.
Yes, my wife there, Kalinda, summarized it nicely. To me, as it's just like comparing day and night, as I can say. It was everything horrible you would expect in a country to happen during the first 5 years of Lungu. First of all, there was rapid growth of public debt. From Zambia borrowed like crazy during the 5 years of Lungu. And then we had what is called infrastructure building by Lungu, which was fake in the sense that the infrastructure borrowing and building of the so-called roads was overinflated. And people became millionaires over the so-called infrastructure building. Contracts were mad with corruption, and the Mundubiles got money for the roads they never built. The musicians were Malembe was the supply of uniforms. He didn't even have a single sewing machine. So anyway, it was bad in terms of borrowing and the so-called infrastructure building, which was, to me, that's the thing that, we built roads, they talk about we built a police camp, which is good. The police now were living, but at what cost, people? You don't just point at something and say, I built that thing, but at what cost did Zambians pay that so-called police camp? Okay? The roads were expensively built. People were given contracts under the table. We didn't even see any bidding for any projects at all. All we're hearing is Malembe is a supplier for the Defense Force uniforms. How did he do that? So that was one. Borrowing was bad. Okay? Secondly, Zambia, because of too much borrowing, became the first African country to default on its loans, the Euro bonds. And they say, it was COVID, it was this. Everyone experienced COVID. But why are you the first one to fail to pay your dues? So it was bad. Also, the other thing is the inflation really skyrocketed under the first 5 years of Lungu. There was a lot of the inflation went up. Foreign reserves dwindled. Okay, they chewed everything. As far as they're concerned, they don't believe in foreign reserves anyway. So it was bad. Financial management was bad. And if you ask, which I think someone is going to say this, he was saying, the financial management was bad, but why was Ubunga cheaper than whatever? Why was fertilizer cheaper than one? There's no link between that, because that's what someone is going to say. I know. He will say, but these things were cheaper, blah, 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 blah. But no, the management of money was bad. The economy was bad, okay? Corruption, the 5 years, Lungu was telling people
Doc, the price of millennium was cheaper because of subsidies.
Exactly.
And the price of oil was cheaper because of subsidies.
And they never paid for that.
Yes. Inflation was at 24.5. Let's compare it to now, 6.5. How much money do we have in reserves? $6.5 billion minus 0. Whatever.
There we go. Corruption became part of our fabric, Zambian fabric. Corruption. You could not get a passport without corrupting somebody. You could not do anything. I tried during the Lungu era to get my title deed for my land in Shibuyonja. I failed because they wanted to be corrupt. I only came to get it in the HH era. I'm serious. It took me almost 7 years because I was not there. I was here in Canada and trying to do things I couldn't. In the meantime, all the ministers, all the PSCs, all the directors were getting thousands of hectares of land. That's true. It's not a lie. Okay? A Zambian could not get even 1 hectare of land. They were getting thousands of hectares of land. Okay? Themselves, Chitotela. What? They were getting thousands of hectares of land. There's no PF director, PF, PS, PF minister who didn't have thousands of hectares of land. These people you're talking about, they want to come back and do the same thing. You see? So corruption was there. Okay? We are talking about selling our land. Now, they're selling our land. Zambia's land was sold under the first 5 years of Lungu to the Chinese. Chinese people right now in Toronto, Toronto, yesterday I was talking to Amales. In Toronto, you can buy Zambian land from a Chinese in Toronto today. When did he get that land? 2017, 2018. In Toronto right now, you can buy, I can direct you. Go to Toronto right now and buy Zambian land in the office in Toronto from a Chinese company. It's true. Zambia's land was sold massively to the Chinese people under the long first 5 years. So, and they became so rich. People became so rich. They were throwing money around. They were giving Baketia 200. Shan. It was bad. It was really bad. So that's the image I have for Lungu's first year in the first 5 years in position. Everything was just so bad. Thank you.
Okay. I don't know if Ramacha is sleeping, but
He's here.
okay. You want to come first because your time there is a little bit late.
Yeah, Lungu and the HH, just like we are able to define day and night. In short, one was day, one was night. Ka black, naka white. That's it.
Ka black, naka red.
Yeah, and the white is for purity. Black was for dubious activities. No wonder he's even being felt to be buried. The ancestors are annoyed. See?
Yes, it's true.
He needs atonement. He is the only president who will never be queried for the wrong that he did. And massive wrongs. You can imagine. It's not just right. I yield.
Give the floor to Chandakazia now.
Yeah. I like it when people compare day and night. I like it. And you are very, very right. It was day and night because the night has fallen on Zambia right now. It was day, and I'm going to give you concrete examples. I'll give you the first 5 years that ECO was in president, and I'll give you the first 5 years of UPND. In the 7 years ECO was there, we moved from 2 universities to 7 universities built. Expanded belt. Nkuruma became a university because Koseko, which is now Mukuba University, Robert Makasa University, these are operational. When you go to infrastructure, the Mongu Kalabo Road, which had since independence, there was no road that was there. It's a marvel. It's there. The Mazabuka Turnpike Road, the Sioma Bridge, where there was a pontoon. The police camps were built where Mazabuka, Kasama, Kabwe. The Zambia August. Excuse me, Danny. Excuse me. Keep quiet. I'll come to that. Mazabuka. You go to the Zambia Army compound on the both Airport Road and also in Ibex Hill. If you look at the fuel depots in Mansa, in Impika, they were built for strategic reserves. 2 brand new airports done. Lusaka International Airport, this is Kenneth Kaunda International Airport, and Simon Masaka Puepu. From the scratch, from the bush, an international airport was done. The famous Kafulafuta Dam was done by ECL. The Chivombo Mount Facility Zone, which has been recommissioned and recommissioned, the evidence is there, done during ECL. The hospitals, Levi Mwanawasa Hospital was done during the PF. Chilenje level 1 upgraded during PF. Matero level 1 upgraded, that was during the PF. If you look at the power generation, Kafue lower hydro electric power station, it is dizzy. These were massive infrastructure development. When you go to Social Security, but the 8 years, there was Employment Code Act, which repealed some of the oldest laws and provided security to the workers, social security provision, and also making sure that we protect our Zambian workers. Sector-based minimum wages were done. Productivity policies were done during this year. Those are just but a few. Yes, in terms of borrowing, the PF borrowed. But for most part of the things that were borrowed, you will point to something like, oh, that is where the borrowing was. As to say, oh, it was overpriced. I am yet today to see the quantum which was overpriced, or something that the UPND has done with equal specifications but at a lesser cost. When I come to the UPND government, now I'm giving you the night. What happened? In fact, during ECA, the mines were taken back to the Zambian people to start having to manage our internal resources. In the UPND, what have you done? Yes, you are right. The focus completely moved from the Zambians and building their own country to the direct foreign investment. The foreigners had a field day. The field day has been seen. Who can contend? Gold scandals at the airport, presidential pavilion, $11 billion lost. Ministry of Health, the ambulances, PF was ripped apart for the fire tenders, and rightly so. What has happened to the 150, 2 years down the line, a procurement process that should have been done? Who has been supplying fertilizer? Single sourcing everywhere, including going to get money from our pension funds and lending it, and then giving the toll gates away, which were built at a huge cost and where our people were taking it. So yes, the stability has been there in terms of the economics because the focus has moved from ourselves taking control of the economy to the foreigners. So it is a day and night. To date, if you go and say, point at one infrastructure, big infrastructure development that the UPN has completed in 5 years. The last conversation we had here with Dan was giving very good statistics. How many? He said out of the 248, 8 projects have been done. They've not even been mentioned. So it is day and night. If that is what the day and night means, I endorse that day and night. If the PF was night with everything that I've stated here, which are there to be seen, and the day is this corruption of medicine.
In conclusion, we don't have time.
In conclusion, the UPND has not done anything that we can point to, say that this is a trajectory. The inflation has been, of course, reduced, but it is not translated to hit the people at the points of need. Yes, for me, who is working, getting money, I don't have a problem with the inflation rate. You can put it at 26 pence or whatever, I'll still manage. But how does it translate to those that are there?
Okay. Thank you very much for your submission. Now, with my contribution, I think I'm going to rebut what you just said. And I'll start with, first of all, you mentioned multi-facility zones.
Yes.
Look, when the multi-facility zones were built, okay, when we came into power in 2021, we found those to be white elephants. There was nothing happening there. Okay, just like any other projects that you ever did, they're just white elephants.
Go through the project.
Hey, hold on. I'm the one now. This is my floor. You spoke, so it's time for you to keep quiet and listen now to my part. There's so many white elephants across the country of Zambia, stretching from the northern circuit to the southern circuit. that the PF started and never finished. Okay? So if you talk about the multi-facility zones only started becoming productive when the UPND government came into power. And why? It's because when the President HH decided to make a special trip to China and other business partners, they said, fine, we can come in and start building cables. We can come in and start manufacturing batteries. We can start coming, and I don't think you even know all these things that, I'm just mentioning, because these are economic indicators in how the economies will start working and how economies will start getting their revenue when it comes to exporting batteries, cables, solar panels, all these things. They're now being built in those same multi-facility zones where, just like a white elephant, well, I can just put it in a simple term. There was nothing happening. It was just a building, but there was nothing happening inside. That's what it was. So you build something and there's nothing to do with it. But because you didn't have the idea, you didn't have that technology, well, the foresight that we did. Okay? So that's what happened. Now, secondly, let's go to the universities. Okay? The universities that you're talking about, it's the same issue. Most of them, even up to date, are still white elephants. It's just a building in the bush. There's nothing going on there. And most of them were actually started by PF of Microsat. Okay? Not PF of Eddie Kalungu. No. This was Microsat's time. So Microsat built the universities, he built them, but the other government failed to complete those programs because, one, lack of foresight and lack of economic understanding and lack of understanding how the landscape work and how things would work for the people of Zambia. So what we did was we finished those programs and we're starting to most of them are unfinished even up to date. In the next coming 5 years, we're now going to really complete them. You know,
I have a question.
So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that everything, all the remaining projects, because if you remember, there was a declaration by your own president. He said, any project that's 7% below, stop. Okay? So those are the white elephants I'm talking about. Okay? And the problem is this. They didn't know how to manage money. Management is very, very, very important. That's why people have to go to school to study these things. If you've never been to school and you want to do things abruptly, can you, Kazia, can you mute yourself? So if you want to understand these issues, you need to at least wakata koka education, wakata koka understanding on how economies works, business work, accounting work. I was actually reading or watching a program on TV by
that's a quick one, Bakalamba. I hope that comment does not arise to me, doesn't apply to me. The one you made about school Namashani.
No.
But I don't react when you are talking about my night and day.
You're not a PF president, or you're not a PF Ushinga. That's what we're not talking about. You. We're talking about the economy of Zambia.
He's not even a PF member.
Hey, we're talking about the economy. People who are running the economy. People who are making the decisions. You are not sitting on the decision to make, on the seat to make decisions. So I was watching something interesting that Dixon Jere said. He said, look, if you are a lawyer, okay, when you go to study Kuzari, they actually have to teach you basic accounting. Because you have to understand, if you become a lawyer, you have to understand how to do your books. Because there's no way you can be a lawyer and you don't know how to do accounting. So, in the way the world works and the economy and everything, you have to understand. You know, you have to be a well-rounded individual whereby you can understand different aspects of the business world, from economics to accounting. Understand. So, like us in the business world that have studied business, you know, just like HH, you study all these things. It's a mandatory. Okay, you cannot pass or graduate ngatawaishwa accounting. Na corruption. So now the other thing you were talking about is the mines. You always talk about the mines, but you're forgetting that when it was the period of the petroleum front, most of the mines were closed. Okay, most of the minings companies were closed. Who revamped the mining sector in the copper belt? Only one man. And he came up and revamped them. Now we have, and you know, what we understand is this. Copper is our bread and butter. And it is our core of this economy. It's the bloodline of what makes Zambia to be what it is. Now, if we don't, capitalize into it, we will be nothing. So, how many mines closed? This is closed. Some of them have been closed for over 25 years. Imagine that. All of a sudden, they revamped and they were opened up. Because you look, as much as you are saying, no, let's put the hands in the hands of Zambia. A problem with PF, the way you were thinking, is to put the mines in the hands of Amajerabos. We need to put mines in the hands of real investors, people who actually have money to dig, to bring in billions and billions of investments into a mine. As much as I love to have Zambia, but we don't have that capacity. We don't have billionaires. Why, for example, Chitipa, worth $400 million. Okay? Can you tell me, let's go and buy it tomorrow? No. Okay? So we need it now. We need these things to work now. So that's what HH did. So that's the thing. When you talk about fertilizer, in fact, here's the thing. Fertilizer, how much was fertilizer costing during the PF time? And how much is fertilizer costing now? And secondly, fertilizer was being imported from Russia. Now fertilizer, you can just go simply United Capital Fertilizer and get your fertilizer. So fertilizer is cheaper now than it was in the PF government. We can even give you the statistics and the value. So that's just one thing. Okay? So now, other KWENYU'S, people were lying to people of Kabwe. Tukesura mulungushi. Bari manoku imaba mdala balabeni. Mulungushi ndaisura mairo. Now here's the thing. Us, we don't just talk. We just do things. The president looked at it to say, I think this place, all it needs is new equipment. Because the equipment was there in the 1960s when Kaunda was there. How can you imagine if machine if you have 1960? if itambo running. So we brought in new machinery kufifunya fyonse fyakale fya 1960 nokusabika mwe fya new. Now the company is open. Moment. So that's the tangible things that we can tell you, that look at the differences. Look at how we're doing things. Very methodical. Not if you are kubirima fye. Just as long as you know mwasenda ko kabagi. No. So in any case, let's put our last words. We're closing now. So Bakalinda, last words, give it 1-2 minutes, everybody. We close.
Can I start?
Go ahead.
PF took away meal allowances for students, and HH brought back the meal allowances for students. That's a clear day and night arrangement. Then he also managed to restructure the debt. In PF days, that was dark. But now that he did it, it's the KWENYU. There's a lot of light. $1.9 billion we are saving. It's a lot of money. Thank you.
Dr. Danny.
Yes, for me, my last comment is just about is it CAF, this Federation of Football, the rule of eliminating us, because it was unfair to eliminate our Copper Queens that way. That rule is very, very bad, where if the 3 teams come up with the same points, you disregard the 4th team that they played. You say, no, let's just imagine the 3 of you played, not the 4th. That's ridiculous. I don't know where that rule comes from. It's a bad rule. If they considered Egypt in that competition, would have qualified, but they said, okay, forget about Egypt. The games you played with Egypt, just the 3 of you. That's ridiculous. I don't know how many people follow that, but that rule is really, really bad. To say, okay, all of you have 6 points, but let's imagine the only 3 of you that played. Who was going to do that? It's ridiculous. So it is a very unfair rule. I don't know who really agreed to having such an unfair rule in a competition like that. But kudos to our girls. They did very well, but they were unfairly eliminated from the competition.
Yeah, that was unfair. They knew it's a better team. Vali tupata fe. Kale batampo kutupata. What Vakazia? Last word.
Two things. I like Wamacha's summary, and they're saying day and night. But I want first of all to remind you that I don't know the number of mines that were closed during the PF era. It is one mine out of
the one you went to supervise. Yamaile mkwisala Copa Bell team.
Then eko nandi tetimbepe nobufeko nandi I thought he never focused close number. Mwala achitali batonga mulefaya naye kushiba femu ile na ile isala ko nali ko na ine mo ekesi mchapo, the rest itakwali isoripo mine. All the mines will function. Number 2, shirandile pulp fertilizer in shachiranda pulp fertilizer. In my comparisons that I made a lot of comparisons, and I'm glad that you have not challenged that any of the comparisons I made I misrepresented anything. But again, he must tell you that in comparisons of the day and night, there is 80 million which has not come back from China, which was erroneously sent by ZESCO. There is also 3.5 billion financial illicit crimes that money are in no investigations. But minister, we are being investigated. We don't know where they are. So in terms of your corruption, we don't know what is going to happen. 65 containers of medicine, ama 77 million from ZDNS that we shive. One important thing, I have a milling plant, ZDNS milling plant in Choma and in Lusaka. They were done by ECL during the ECL reign. So in terms of the day and night, in short, sure. Elephants, all these things, all the things that I've told you are function. All the things, everything that I mentioned. If I tell you about Nkrumah, it's a university, people we are there. If I tell you about Mukuba, they are working. Charimbana, their people are there. Nama vice chancellors have been appointed. Robert Makapasar is working. So
mine bale fumyame shiale bomba.
Is you?
Your mine Malanda qualify moya. There
Mine
was one there pumping water.
Was
yale bomba na hena.
I think it's Chambeshi deep.
Ati bomba muli PF. Ati qualify imoya shale bomba. Bakazi obufi.
Ndela ndo kwebati. I said
that no one mine here is referred.
Yes. But during the era of PF, mine I say we need more.
Chambeshi Deep was closed for over 25 years.
In
25 years. Closed.
Only PF 5 years.
But it is one mine effort to land. You are trying to compare 5 years. That's that only 5 years in imo mine. Imo. In 5 years.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to do because that question. Huh?
No, but please, mwela chita ala unga mwapanga ma rules, you break them, and this is one of the things that you. Between jumping
No, because we're talking about Tama mines, and then Badani is just challenging you because you were saying there's only one mine that was closed. So Badani just brought up one name of a mine, and then there are many other mines.
I would love you to categorically state to say mine during the PF was closed other than KCM.
Yes. Because what I would do is I'll send you information.
Yes.
Okay? I'll send you information with a list of mines. There are over 5 mines that were closed
during PF.
Us as UPND opened. Over.
There is a difference when you talk about the opening of mines across years, across governments. And the apato achira compare PF and UPND. And if most of the mines were closed. But I told you to
okay. I'll give you again another statistic. I'll also give you a statistics on how many mines were closed under the PF.
Yes.
It wasn't just one. It wasn't just one.
That is what you give about 2 minutes to tell us the list so that we
okay. Number one. Munali Nickel mine was closed. Luansha copper mines Baluba was closed underground. KCM Chingola open pit mine was closed under PF. KCM Fitwaula mine was closed under PF. KCM Nampundwe mine suspended the operations under PF. Baluba copper mine closed under PF. Mopani copper mine closed under PF. Mamba Coral's mine closed under PF. All these mines have been opened under UPND.
Danny, let me tell you, and I will challenge you whatever source you are using. KCM. That is why we said KCM. The mines you have talked about.
Okay.
You understand?
Well, I think we made our last. Okay, hold on. We made our last remarks. Okay, we need to close. Let's meet again next week. I think we can have another better discussion on this issue. But if you want, we can discuss it in the background. But I can tell you one thing: we have done more good than bad.
We have done more damage than good.
Okay, we have corrected the bad that was done.
How can you correct by borrowing $4.5 billion? Which is
what are you talking about? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. It was a good discussion. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We always meet every week. Here.
Next
the
time
podcast.
we meet, there will be a new president.
Yes, next time. Believe it or not, next time we meet, there'll be the returning president, which is HH, and we'll be celebrating. And thank you very much for joining us. Any questions that you have, always send them in the chats, and always tell us, what you think, and tell us, what you feel, because 13th August is only next week. So let us know what you're thinking, guys, and then give us your impact and your assessments, and why the people of Zambia need to give HH a second chance, and why they should give Mundubile as a president. But if you compare, like it's day and night, like it's impossible to like compare day and night. It's like oil and water. So that's how it is. So for today and for Zambia, today need to vote if pa pakuboko. Ukuboko ekulebo ekulebomba. Ukuboko ekuletwala kuntanchi. Ukuboko etwala tutwala ku
ila mpe na kendo fyala shima
tuleku myapo emfifi
nibanya babo ishamuna po muntu ale bonfya ko lampu munganya
bachi kufekale mwafumile echo nalanda nje diaspora ilo naula abantu yuza umusikumye tuchitule bonfya ko ruboyi turabonfya
ba macha no
sola abantu wale bonfya sola nomba
Koloboyi yawe Koloboyi
wale kufita mumiona bedroom imo
na ni miebeko okay, hold on. Okay, let's just end the program. Okay guys, good night, and we'll meet next week.
Okay, yes. Thanks. Bedroom
vamata
Koloboyi ni kwisaba wonfya imwe abantu nabachendera na masola nomba baletina mayanda okupya imwe kuti wale wonta Koloboyi abantu this time takwa
kena mulatukana nga muri mu diaspora. I don't know for mwimona nga mu diaspora vamacha mwakulire kwisa imwe muri ba mu town imwe bwafya mwe bakulire mu town imwe mule tumfya abantu. I can tell you instance nga